Hi, Jen Broyles here, certified holistic health coach and breathwork instructor. And today I'm going to share with you a nightly practice called mouth taping. So perhaps you've heard of it if you're in the world of breathwork, or if you've read the book Breath by James Nestor. He talks about it. And you might be wondering, why the heck would I tape my mouth? And when I first heard about mouth taping, honestly, it freaked me out. Like, there was something about having my mouth taped that was just really scary. And I was like, no, thank you, not interested. But since then, I've opened up to it and I've tried it, and I found it to be quite helpful. So the first thing that needs to be addressed is, why in the world would you tape your mouth, day or night? And the reason for that is to correct your breath, because many of us are breathing habitually through our mouth, which is very, very damaging to your health, your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. It's incredibly damaging. We are designed to breathe through our nose. If you look at any other animal, you'll notice they breathe through their nose, right? I'm sitting here right now. My dog is sleeping right beside me right here. I know you can't see him. But he's got his mouth shut and he's breathing through his nose. He just does that naturally. And as humans, we have just become so disconnected with how things are supposed to function naturally. And we've gotten out of balance. And so when we came into this world, chances are, we, as babies, we breathe through our nose. But at some point in the line of, coming into this world to where we are now, we've probably lost touch with that innate natural way of breathing. And you may find that you're breathing through your mouth, at least at certain times during your day and perhaps at night, okay? But we need to be breathing through our nose the majority of the time, if not all the time. There's even ancient indigenous cultures that knew this, and mothers would literally watch their babies, and if at any time their baby started breathing through its mouth, she would close the mouth and train these children from a very early age to breathe through the nose. And what happened? These children grew up incredibly healthy, incredibly resilient, incredibly strong. Okay? So we've lost touch with that, and now we need to reprogram this. So that's where mouth tape comes in. And especially if you're someone that breathes through your mouth at night, or suspects you breathe through your mouth at night. And some signs are that you snore, you have sleep apnea, you wake up in the middle of the night with a dry mouth, you wake up throughout the night having to pee. Okay, these are all signs that you might be mouth breathing. You wake up or you wake up in the morning and maybe you don't feel totally rested. Okay, so all of these are signs that mouth breathing may be an issue at night. And so what we can do to really start to retrain our bodies to breathe through our nose is to use mouth tape. And there's different types of mouth tape out there. There's actual mouth tape, like if you search mouth tape, like you can find tape that's designed to put over your mouth for this purpose, okay? I've actually used that, and the name of the brand escapes me, but it worked really well for my husband, but not for me, because it didn't stick. It didn't stick to my face very well, and I suspect that's because, I use moisturizer and oils on my skin, especially at night. I'm not gonna stop doing that, but the tape wasn't sticking, so that was a no-go for me. This tape that I have right here was actually recommended in the book Breath, and it's a 3M, it says 3M Durapore. It's super inexpensive, and it comes just on a roll like this, and you can just like kind of peel off what you need. but it's still very gentle. Like, you don't want to use some strong tape that's going to like rip the skin or cause irritation or anything like that. So be smart with this. And I really like this tape because I just need a little bit of it. I'll probably use about this much. Like, I'll cut it off here and I just tape it this way over my mouth. And so I don't tape my entire mouth. I just do it down the middle, kind of like this. And it helps me keep my mouth shut at night. And so I'm breathing through my nose. And so when you do this, you might notice that you are less congested. You're not snoring. Your sleep apnea goes away, right? You sleep through the night and don't wake up having to pee. So these are a lot of benefits that you may notice, among others. But you may be thinking, gosh, like, I have a hard time breathing through my nose because I'm so congested. Well, this is where we need to start retraining things, because congestion may have happened because you were breathing through your mouth. When you're breathing through your mouth, then that causes things up here to get clogged up. So you really need to start training yourself to breathe through your nose. Okay, so mouth tape is a great way to do that. You can even use this during the day. You know, if you've got times during your day where you're just working at your computer, not having to talk to anyone, then you could even do it then. But I'm going to read a couple things from the book Breath that talk about the importance of nostril breathing and why we want to do it. So I love this section that I'm about to read, because we knew, or humans knew thousands of years ago, the importance of breathing through our nose. And it's even referenced in many religious texts and ancient manuscripts. So the magic of the nose and its healing powers was not lost on the ancients. Around 1500 BC, the Ebers Papyrus, one of the oldest medical texts ever discovered, offered a description of how nostrils were supposed to feed air to the lungs, not the mouth. 1,000 years later, Genesis 2:7 described how the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. A Chinese Taoist text from the 8th century AD noted that the nose was the heavenly door and that breath must be taken in through it. Never do otherwise, the text warned, for breath would be in danger and illness would set in. So nostril breathing is one of the most important things that you can do for your health. If there's anything you change, start to change that, because you're going to notice an improvement in other areas of your health that might be problematic right now. Okay? And I've gone into detail about some of those others in another video, so I encourage you to check that out. But for now, if you feel that mouth breathing is an issue for you, I encourage you to try mouth tape. Okay? Another section I'm going to read for you from the book Breath says, nasal breathing alone can boost nitric oxide sixfold, which is one of the reasons we can absorb 18% more oxygen through the nose than by just breathing through the mouth. Mouth taping, and this quote came from, I believe, a dentist said that mouth taping helped a 5-year-old patient overcome ADHD, which is a condition directly attributed to breathing difficulties during sleep. 90% of children have acquired some form of deformity in their mouths and noses. 45% of adults snore occasionally, and 1/4 of the population snores constantly. 25% of American adults over 30 choke on themselves because of sleep apnea, and an estimated 80% of moderate or severe cases are undiagnosed. Meanwhile, the majority of the population suffers from some form of breathing difficulty or resistance. Switch to nasal breathing. Retrain yourself how to breathe through your nose, and you'll find that you will feel so much better overall. All right. let's start breathing through the nose. Bye for now.